Hello everyone, welcome back to Disaster Scope, the channel where we track global natural disasters and decode their impact. Today, we turn our attention to a powerful reminder of nature's force, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake that struck off the eastern coast of Russia on July 31, 2025, triggering tsunami alerts across the Pacific Ocean at 6:23 a.m. local time. Seismic sensors registered a powerful undersea earthquake near Kamchatka Peninsula, approximately 119 kilometers east of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. The quake, one of the strongest globally in over a decade, had a shallow depth of 19 kilometers, making surface shaking especially intense. Reports from locals described furniture tossed around, buildings swaying, and people fleeing into open streets. Minutes after the quake, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, PTWC, issued alerts for Japan, Hawaii, Alaska, the Philippines, and Chile. Waves as high as 3.8 meters were expected in parts of Kamchatka, while Hawaiian shores saw waves of up to 1.8 meters. In Japan, over 2 million people were evacuated from coastal zones. In Chile, evacuation orders stretched as far as Easter Island. Despite the scale of the quake and the potential for destruction, no mass casualties have been reported as of this video's release. Experts credit this to the swift response of tsunami alert systems and years of international coordination. Japan, in particular, has invested billions in early warning infrastructure after the 2011 Tohoku disaster. This event showcased how far we've come.
Господи! Господи, блядь, ягоды заказывали, а не землетрясение!
Охуеть. Ё-моё. Опа. Да ё-моё, тут везде они. На парковку. Короче.
Я на первом, этаже. Это страшно. Это страшно очень. Мама, пожалуйста, пусть все будет хорошо. Пожалуйста, пусть все будет хорошо.
The 8.8 magnitude quake occurred in a well-known seismic hotspot, the Kamchatka Trench, where the Pacific Plate slides beneath the North American Plate, releasing massive energy along a megathrust fault. The hypocenter was shallow, at 19.3 kilometers, only 119 kilometers off Kamchatka's coast, deep enough to cause intense shaking, but shallow enough to reduce tsunami impact. Within minutes, tsunami warnings blasted across the Pacific, impacting Japan, Hawaii, Alaska, Chile, and even French Polynesia. Waves as high as 3 to 5 meters hit Severokurilsk, while Hawaii saw wave surges between 1.7 and 1.8 meters, and California recorded smaller but noticeable disturbances. Japan evacuated nearly 2 million residents, while South American countries like Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, and Chile issued tsunami alerts and closed ports. The swift international coordination prevented major damage or loss of life except for one confirmed casualty in Japan. Remarkably, doctors at a Kamchatka Oncology Center continued surgery even as the building shook violently. Staff stabilized both patient and equipment mid-operation. Such calm under chaos earned them national recognition, an enduring symbol of courage during crisis. Experts highlighted several key reasons why this event caused minimal damage. Advanced early warning systems, especially PTWC, alerted millions within minutes. Sparse population near major rupture zones reduced exposure. Ocean floor and coastal topography modulated tsunami energy. Public readiness, learned from previous disasters, such as the 2011 Japan tsunami and 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami.
Собака в машину. О, пробки на заправках. Просто на Камчатке вот теперь вот так вот. Пока что все на улицах, все в движении. Самый активный день получается в году. Будто бы праздник, но это землетрясение.
Countries across the Pacific, including United States, Japan, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, and French Polynesia, activated emergency plans, shelters, and damage assessments. In Hawaii, Oprah Winfrey opened her private road in Maui to aid evacuation logistics, showing community solidarity and creativity during crisis. This event offers crucial lessons. Countries without robust tsunami alerts, especially in the Atlantic, must invest in detection infrastructure. Cities in seismic zones need regular drills and public education. Individuals should prepare emergency kits, know evacuation routes, and stay aware of regional warning systems. Funding for agencies like PTWC must be maintained to ensure global readiness. Kamchatka has a recorded history of mega-earthquakes. For example, the 9.0 event in 1952 and earlier ones in 1737 and 1841. Each triggered devastating tsunamis that battered Pacific shores. The 2025 quake, though powerful, resulted in minimal loss thanks to lessons learned from these past disasters and improved systems. Why did the earthquake strike this region? The Kamchatka Peninsula sits on the western edge of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a vast horseshoe-shaped zone of intense tectonic activity. Here, the Pacific Plate subducts beneath the Okhotsk Plate, building up enormous pressure. When this pressure is suddenly released, it triggers large-scale earthquakes. The same tectonic boundary has produced massive quakes in 1965, 8.7, and 1952, 9.0, both with deadly tsunami impacts. Within minutes, the U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center issued coastal alerts across Alaska, Hawaii, and the West Coast. Emergency broadcast systems activated mobile notifications, radio alerts, and digital billboards warning residents to stay away from beaches and low-lying zones. In California, several schools in coastal counties closed for the day as a precaution. In Petropavlovsk, Russian fishermen reported seeing the tide draw far back before a wave up to 3 meters high surged in. One dock worker said, "We heard the sirens and grabbed everything we could. The wave hit faster than expected." Local volunteers used fishing boats to check remote homes. Some residents had just minutes to evacuate. Despite the quake's magnitude, damage was limited due to 4 main reasons. Offshore epicenter, far from major cities. Shallow depth, but away from dense populations. Effective warning systems that alerted people early. Strict building codes in quake-prone regions. This event stands as a success story of how early warnings and international cooperation can save lives.
Ой, господи. Вот что делается. Ой, что делается. Ой, что делается. Ужас. Пошли, Люся. Ой, что делается. Ой, ужас один. Ой, кошмар. Ой, кошмар, что делается. Люся, пошли на улицу, тебя выведу. Ой, ужас. Ой, что делается. Ой. Люся, иди сюда. Ой, все валится. Ой, что делаешь? Побежали.
Once the immediate disaster passes, the aftermath reveals deeper scars. In coastal regions, saltwater intrusion destroyed farmland and threatened freshwater reserves. Downstream ecosystems, such as wetlands and coral reefs, were disrupted. The quake's physical impact spans beyond the shoreline. Landslides on steep slopes in Kamchatka triggered sediment cascades into rivers, suffocating aquatic habitats and affecting water quality. Though earthquakes are not caused by climate change, warmer oceans and rising sea levels magnify tsunami impact. As sea levels rise by approximately 3.3 millimeters per year, low-lying coastal areas face progressively higher wave and flood risks. Additionally, shifting weather patterns can increase the frequency of storm surges that compound tsunami waves. In 2025, the Atlantic and Pacific regions saw multiple hurricanes and typhoons, stressing global coastal resilience.
Офигеть!
Да, у нас землетрясение.
Risk models show that tsunamis between 5 and 7 meters could inundate coastal cities like Petropavlovsk, Honolulu, or coastal towns in Japan. Planning must include updated zoning, elevated infrastructure, and community drills. Communities worldwide, especially in island nations and coastal cities, can learn from Kamchatka. Investing in sensors, networked alarms, and evacuation infrastructure is not optional. It's essential.
What is it in a cave? I mean, there's latest. It's all about the wains.
Just hours after the massive 8.8 earthquake off Kamchatka, Klyuchevskaya Sopka, Eurasia's tallest active volcano, has erupted. Ash is rising from the summit, and satellite data confirms elevated heat signals. Lava is visible on the upper flanks. This is the first confirmed eruption since 2023, and follows one of the strongest earthquakes in the region since 1952. Seismic activity has not stopped. Over 100 aftershocks have struck the area since the main quake.
International agencies such as UNESCO, PTWC, NOAA, and the ICG/NEMTWS played active roles in coordinating evacuations and alerts. Experts recommend public funding to maintain these agencies, strengthen data sharing, and ensure early warning sensors reach remote coastal communities. The collaboration during this event saved countless lives and showcased the power of collective action.
Землетрясение, блядь! Пиздец, блядь!
To better understand the significance of this event, let's revisit several similar historical disasters. 1952 Kamchatka earthquake, magnitude 9.0, triggered a massive Pacific-wide tsunami, devastating coastlines in Hawaii and Japan. 1960 Chile earthquake, magnitude 9.5, one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded globally, impacting countries like Chile, Japan, and the Philippines. 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, magnitude 9.1, led to the Fukushima nuclear disaster, caused immense loss of life, and pushed the world to strengthen tsunami preparedness. These events have taught us critical lessons about tsunami propagation, the necessity of rapid evacuation, and the resilience of infrastructure. The 2025 earthquake has reaffirmed these truths, but with one key difference. This time, early warning systems were activated in time, saving thousands of lives. Dr. Emily Carter, a tsunami expert at NOAA, emphasized, this event underscores how far early warning systems have come. Pacific Rim countries now share data instantaneously, which means communities get alerts before waves form. Dr. Jian Li, a seismologist in Beijing, added, investing in sensor networks, public education, and multi-agency coordination is the real cost-effective mitigation we need. Future resilience should include regional monitoring hubs capable of 24/7 seismic and tsunami tracking, mandatory emergency drills in schools and coastal communities, incentive programs for retrofitting vulnerable infrastructure, public-private partnerships to fund research and disaster education. These policies reinforce the idea: preparedness is not optional, it's essential.
А у нас землетрясение. А у нас землетрясение.
This event is not just a Russian or Japanese disaster, it's a global warning. Millions rely on tsunami warning centers and scientific cooperation. We must share lessons from this incident. Atlantic and Mediterranean nations should build similar tsunami networks. Countries like Indonesia, Chile, Japan, and the U.S. must continue cross-border drills and mutual aid agreements. Sea level rise projections by mid-century. Jakarta, over 30 centimeters rise, increasing coastal flooding risk. Honolulu and Tokyo, estimated sea level rise of 25 to 35 centimeters, exposing millions in flood zones. Cities need to incorporate tsunami-safe zones in their planning. Coastal highways, evacuation routes, and vertical shelters must become resilient standards. Personal preparedness tips: hammer and wrench. Have an evacuation kit, water, flashlight, food, medical supplies. Know your evacuation routes and safe zones. Practice regular tsunami drills at schools and homes. Stay updated through reliable sources like NOAA, PTWC alerts, and local government announcements. As we conclude, Russia's Kamchatka quake and Pacific-wide tsunami scare showcased what works and what still needs improvement. Scientific alert systems, transnational cooperation, resilient infrastructure, and community preparedness save lives. We all live downstream of some earthquake fault or on some coastline. Let this event reinforce learning, adaptation, and vigilance everywhere. If this coverage mattered to you, please subscribe, share, and join the conversation. Together, we can build a safer, more informed world. Thank you for watching Disaster Scope.
Why